The Calgary Flames have a bountiful fountain of youth, and the big debate has become whether to bring them up to the NHL this season or let them develop further in the minors. We're going to be going through a rebuild, so we might not be too competitive in the standings, but that will bring up an opportunity for some competition for some playing time. And is it the best idea to bring these guys up in a losing situation? We're going to dive into all of that, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. But without further ado, we got a great one for you today in the form of a wonderful article. But the chapter, of course, is which D prospect makes the roster. And like I said, we do have a good old article as we normally do. This one comes from the Win column, and it's a good one. Honestly, it's pretty entertaining. And it is written by Miles Eklund. So all credit to him for the content in this one. He's got some interesting ideas and it is very cool. So here's the article itself. Flames Sunday Census, which of course is yesterday. Now it's Monday. Which defensive prospect makes the roster this fall? The Flames, they have a lot of good D-men in the pipeline right now. Lots of good young stars, and a few of them could definitely make the leap to the NHL level this season if that's the way that they want to go about it and the way the organization wants to go about it. Now the Win column tweeted out something pretty cool, a little poll here of which Flames defense prospect has the best chance to make the team out of training camp, and it was pretty close here between the four they listed. So of course, Zane Parekh picked 9th overall, already my favorite player on the Flames. He had just under 29% of the vote and won it. Hunter Brzustewicz with over 17%, Jeremy Poirier with over 26%, and then Ilya Solovyov, who has come up to the NHL level previously at 27.4%. Very interesting there that, out of these four guys, people do say Zane, but it's not by that much, really. Only about 1.5% higher than Solovyov here. Now, which one would we want the most? I think most people would probably go with Parekh, but which one has the best chance to make the team out of training camp is very interesting here. That's another way to put it. Parekh might be the most, probably have the best chance to make it up at some point this season, but out of training camp, Solovyov, there's a big chance as well. But so far, the fans do think it is Parekh. Now that we know kind of the general idea of the video here and who we're going to be talking about, let's take a deeper dive into the prospects themselves. And it should be quite interesting to see what has been cooked up in this one here. Now, if we get into the first one here, it is the aforementioned Zane Parekh. Parekh is the newest Flames prospect on the list and has garnered plenty of attention in his first few weeks with the team, collecting 29% of the vote. Sorry, I had to read there. Parekh narrowly wins this week's poll, and rightfully so. The 9th overall pick of the 2024 NHL draft is unique to say the least. His game is almost exclusively compared to Erik Karlsson, who, by the way, might be my favorite NHL player of all time, due to his exceptional offensive talent. Although Parekh wasn't the best all-around defenseman on the board at pick 9, he is the best offensive skill set of the entire defensive class, and we shouldn't be, pooping on any of his defensive game either. He really can do it all. It's just that his offensive game stands out that much. And of course, we've talked about him adding muscle, working on his skating to become a great two-way defenseman, but let's just focus more on the O, of course. Now, to continue this, his performance at Flames development camp was described as one of the best anyone had seen in recent memory. Although it's only development camp and it's more likely Parekh joins the team mid-season, if at all, there's no denying he has a real chance to crack the Flames opening roster. And I think this one is obviously way more based on if we think his development will better be suited in the minors, because let's face it, he's definitely good enough to come up to the NHL level right now if we really wanted him to and if he wanted to. I think he could easily fit into our top 6, into our D core. He could kind of replace anyone, and I know it's kind of set already who those 6 D-men will be, with, the new additions of Bean and Ball definitely getting in there. Bean and Ball, wow, that's fun to say. That's the first time I've ever thought about it like that. But of course we have Raz and Weegs. I believe Hanley, Pahal are still in there as well. There's one more I'm missing that I can't believe I don't know off the top of my head, but I know there's another one in there that should probably be in the opening lineup. It's Mira Manov, that's who it is. Take out Pahal, put in Miro. But either way, there's a chance that one of these young guys could come in and would be better than some of the guys I just already mentioned. So there's the case for Parekh. Now, if we get into the next one, Hunter Brustevich, the guy with the crazy last name to spell, but it is quite easy to say. Brustevich, acquired as part of the Elias Lindholm trade to the Vancouver Canucks, finished last in this week's poll with 18% of the vote. Despite Brustevich finishing second in OHL scoring amongst defenders this past season, it seems fans think he'll have a better transition starting in the AHL. And honestly, I do have to agree there. Brustevich was the Canucks' third-round selection in the 2023 NHL draft and has a well-rounded game with high upside. It makes sense for Brustevich to take the next step to the AHL to grow his game after another successful season with the Kitchener Rangers last season. My apologies to the whole city of Kitchener there. But Brustevich, he is really good, and honestly, he probably might be NHL ready as well. It would just be better to have him develop in the AHL now that he's, probably will no longer be in the I think it'll be great for him to be on the Wranglers and can really show just how good he can be. He could become, the top D-man instantly, kind of, if he gets a good start to this season, and it'll be great to have him down in the AHL. So when it comes to this serious decision we're talking about in the title here of which one to bring up, if any of them, I don't think Brustevich is the one. Now, if we get into the next one, it is Jeremy Poirier, maybe the most mysterious name on the list. Poirier collected 25% of this week's vote, finishing closely in third place. The Flames' 2020 third-round pick only played in 22 games last season after a startling wrist laceration sidelined him the majority of the year. Yeah, it was kind of quite concerning, really, when it came down to it. And a lot of people forgot how good this guy really, really is. There was much anticipation amongst fans for Poirier to make a potential NHL debut last season after 41 points in 69 games during the Wranglers' 2022-23 campaign, earning him AHL All-Rookie honors. Yes, he was sensational before the injury. Poirier is back healthy and will undoubtedly be hungry for an opportunity to crack the NHL roster this season. Poirier's smooth skating and creative play style add to the list of exciting defensive prospects Flames fans can look forward to in the coming years. And I really like the term exciting here, because let's be honest, when it comes to me personally and most of the Flames fans I do talk to, we get excited about Zane Parekh. We get excited about Brustevich. The excitement for Poirier really has fizzled quite a bit, but it can be reignited knowing that he's so healthy. And just to reminisce on that season he had a couple seasons ago when he was so good for the Wranglers, if he can pick it up, he can definitely make the team once again out of training camp if he is healthy and really plays the way we know he can. But he might not be, the easiest option to say, yes, he can make it out of training camp. And of course, that title, does belong to the last guy here, Ilya Solovyov, who has come up to the NHL before. That is why I would probably give him the edge of making it out of training camp. However, out of the four here, I don't know. He's probably won't have the biggest NHL career. Very different player from the other ones. He's bigger, more defensive. But let's see what the article has to say. Maybe the most objectively NHL ready of the bunch. Solovyov finished second by a mere 1% in this week's poll, collecting 28% of the vote. The 6'3", 216-pound Belarusian defenseman made his NHL debut last season, playing in 10 games with the Flames. The stay-at-home defender was selected 205th overall in the 2020 NHL draft by the Flames and has played parts of 2 seasons with the Wranglers. So he's been around a little bit longer than some of the other guys, or at least has played a little bit more. I know Poirier was drafted around the same time, but either way, Solovyov, he has already solidified what kind of player he is and what player he can be in the NHL with those games under his belt, those 10 games. I think he even got like 3 assists or something in that time. So he's not bad at all. Maybe it does say that in the next part here. Oh yeah, it does. In his 10 NHL games last season, Solovyov tallied 3 assists, 4 penalty minutes, and was a -3. Although Solovyov may not be the most exciting Flames prospect, there's that word again, his skill set is best suited for the role the team could have to offer come September. And a player like him on or in a D pairing with, a Brustevich or a Parekh, even a Poirier, could be very, very interesting. It's nice to know that they're still young. And I know we have other good defensive defensemen up there like a Ball, who I think ideally we would love to see Kevin Ball playing with Parekh or Brustevich down the line. But here is another option. And if the Flames, they do have a serious decision to make when it comes to if they will, play any of these young guys this upcoming season and bring them up to the NHL level, or if they don't want to have them around that losing situation like they talked about last season with some of the reason why, Coronado, Peltier didn't finish off the season kind of thing. But either way, it'll be very, very interesting to see what decision the Flames do make. And I genuinely think any of these 4 guys could come up at any time this season, but I'm not sure any of them will be in that starting lineup for the Flames, even if they do make it out of training camp at the NHL level. We'll just have to, of course, wait and see. Now let's wrap up this video with the comment of the day, everyone's favorite part of the day. And this one has to go with quite the crazy video yesterday about the Weegar trade rumors. People think that I come up with these trade rumors. No, of course not. I wish I did. I unfortunately don't have the time to do that. I just find them online. But either way, I, of course, in that video said I do not want Weegar to be traded at all. But either way, we got some very good comments out of it. And I really like this one here from Chiang Mai Senators. And they said, I love trades proposed by other teams for a stud like Weegar. We'll give you our garbage and problems for arguably one of the best RDs in the league, quote unquote. Yeah, every single trade that gets proposed or rumored, mocked, it's always the team of the person who they cheer for is going to be the winner in that trade. And obviously in yesterday's, the Rangers were the winners. We were taking pretty much all of their unwanted, I don't even know what to call it, unwanted items just for Weegs, and come on, that ain't happening. Either way, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe if you like what you saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.